Hello all. Where would you like to ride today? The countryside? How about the city? Maybe a mountain forest? Or a sandy beach? No matter how far away, or in our own backyard, I hope you'll ride along.
And hello all, and another good Ohio morning to you. Pretty cold morning leaving out of Medina. Had a little bit of snow last night. Whole car was frozen over, and the wind, I bet you with the wind chill, it was probably down close to the teens last night, if not lower. But we are finally on the road out of Medina and the Cleveland area, and we're headed towards Cincinnati for our main destination of the day. But before that, we're going to check out one other little stop that is along the way. So come along with me. The Ohio State Reformatory, more recognizable as Shawshank Penitentiary. This was the actual prison used in the filming of the Shawshank Redemption, one of my all-time favorite movies. Now, I would have loved to have been able to tour it today, but they do not open until 11 a.m. and still a couple hours away, and unfortunately we have some timed reservations in Cincinnati today. But definitely the next time that I am in the Cleveland area, I will take a side trip down here to Mansfield, Ohio, to actually take a full tour of Ohio State Reformatory. Now, kind of an interesting story about this town. I actually used to know somebody who lived here, internet friend years ago, and you know, I knew literally nothing about this town, and all I knew is about the reformatory because she would actually volunteer there, because they do a haunt there every Halloween season. But all that time, I never actually knew that that was where Shawshank was filmed until really just within the last few months. I don't know how that ever slipped past me to be one of my favorite movies. I just, never really researched much on where it was filmed. I never put two and two together, I guess. But yeah, so first time ever being in this town. Don't really have much time to stay here today, but quite a bit of the movie was actually filmed here in Mansfield, and the majority of it around Ohio. Some scenes were filmed downtown in Mansfield, like the pawn shop and I believe the halfway house where Red and Brooks were staying. And I believe even maybe the grocery store that they were working at. I want to say that was here too. Don't quote me on that. But an interesting little town all the same. I'm not seeing a whole lot going on. Looks like still a good bit of industry here, maybe. I know the train has stopped blocking a lot of traffic over here. And I don't know. You know me, though, by now. I love towns like this, that just a relic of another era. So before we leave town, I thought I'd check out a couple of the other filming locations from Shawshank Redemption. This is the Bisman building, also known as the Brewer Hotel, which was the halfway house where Brooks and Red stayed after their release from Shawshank. Now this is the Mansfield Antiques Gallery, which was used as the pawn shop where Red looks through the window thinking he's looking at the gun to rob the grocery store, but of course instead buys the compass so he can fulfill his promise to Andy. Then, of course, here is Brooks's bench, where he would sit to feed the pigeons, just hoping that his friend would stop by to say hello. So, definitely a town that I'll have to check out again when I have a little extra time and I'm in the area. But for now, we're going to make our way back to the interstate and keep heading to our main destination of the day, Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, so finally, after a few hours of long nothingness, we are finally in Cincinnati, Ohio, at our first stop of the day, a place I wanted to go see last year, but we just didn't have the time. So while we're up this way, I definitely had to make a point to stop here. The American Sign Museum. Now, unfortunately, they do not allow you to film inside, and also they don't really like you taking pictures in there if you're going to put them up on anything that makes money. Now, as of right now, I don't make money on YouTube, but that is something I'm shooting for. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to upload anything in this video that we see inside the museum, but I will put them on my Instagram page, which is always linked in the video description below, so you can see it all there. And, the reason I just wanted to come here is, if you've been following my channel any length of time, then you'll know I have kind of this weird obsession with neon signs and advertising in general. But, just something about neon has always had a pull to me. I once worked in a neon factory, and I just had to see what this place has to offer. So we're going to check it out, and I'll be right back. All right, so we've just finished up with the American Sign Museum, and, earlier this year, which again, by the time you see this, probably be last year at that point, went to the Alcatraz East Museum, the crime museum in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. That was the best museum I've ever been to. I'd definitely probably give this a close second, maybe third, but I really can't think of anything that would be in between the two. I absolutely love this place. Again, if you're not a nerd for neon like I am, then you might not think the same. But this was just I was in paradise in here. I loved seeing all the neon. It's more than just neon signs. It's signs of all different eras, and they have a little Main Street section set up with nothing but neon, and that was absolutely beautiful to someone like me again. So definitely, if you're in the Cincinnati area, this is one place I highly recommend checking out. Again, I can't put any pictures up from here, but you can go straight to my Instagram page, and which will always be linked in my videos below, and I'll have all the pictures up for this. But we're going to start making our way back towards downtown and see what we can get into over in that area.
Okay, so we are now standing in Newport, Kentucky, right on the shore of the Ohio River. And there's the Cincinnati skyline behind me, the Purple People Bridge, which we walked across last year. Might do that again here in just a second. Last year we went to the Newport Aquarium and didn't really have any time to explore anything else here. So we're going to take just a few minutes out here. It's still very bitterly cold out, and been fighting the snow all day, the wind. So we'll see how long that we can stand it out here. So we're now, once again, crossing the Purple People Bridge from Newport, Kentucky to Cincinnati, Ohio. And, I learned something last year in all the wind. This year I brought my microphone with a little fuzzy windscreen on it. But as much as the wind's blowing here today, I really don't know if it's going to do any good. But I'll see you on the Ohio side. Okay, so we finally made it to the Cincinnati, Ohio side of the Purple People Bridge, but apparently Ohio is closed to pedestrians. So what are you going to do? We're going to just go ahead and cross back into Kentucky, I guess. Alright, so we're finally
Kentucky for the moment, but trying to make our way back to our hotel for the night and stay around there for the rest of the evening. So we were here exactly 1 year ago today. And now granted, that was on a Friday, of course. It's a Saturday this year. But there is hardly anybody in Newport today. I don't know if it's the cold, the wind keeping them all in. I have no clue what the deal is, but for a Saturday afternoon, the exact same time of day we were here last year, and there is hardly anybody out there. We got out of town with no issue. Last year took quite a bit of doing, but yeah, this year really no issue whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and head on back into Ohio and settle down.